Doug Ford's housing minister recently apologized about the Greenbelt fiasco, but he didn't apologize to regular citizens. He apologized to Doug Ford's billionaire developer buddies. In a speech to hundreds of builders last week, the Minister of Housing repeatedly said sorry for the problems that he created, especially apologizing to Greenbelt landowner Silvio DeGasperis. Prior to the creation of the Greenbelt, Silvio had bought thousands of acres. It was then put into the Greenbelt, and Silvio threw a giant temper tantrum about it years ago, and he has, to this day, been trying to get his lands out of the Greenbelt. And now that they're being put back into the Greenbelt, he is not too happy, especially considering that he is all buddy-buddy with Doug Ford. Which may be why it seems like Doug Ford and his housing minister seem so terrified of being on the bad side of DeGasperis. And of course, the annual general meeting for the developers was in Woodbridge, with him giving a heartfelt apology to all developers, including especially to Mr. DeGasperis. He's particularly sorry for how DeGasperis and many of them had been cast, pointing out to their shared Italian heritage. Well, as somebody who also is part of that shared Italian heritage, maybe if you don't want to be called a mob boss, don't act like a mob boss. I'm not saying you are one, I am just saying that the behaviors and actions that have been taken might make it seem like you are trying to enforce your will upon the government in a similar way to how mobs would have done in the early 1920s in New York and in Ontario. He continued on by saying that building homes should not be something that you are ashamed of, and we're going to support you and make sure that that narrative changes. So the government thinks that it's their responsibility to change the narrative around developers who are price gouging people and not building enough supply. I don't know, maybe I'm over-exaggerating and I'm getting over-angry about this. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below.